Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you. From Yahuwah, our Father, and Yahusha, he is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming king. Hear, O Yesharo, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one, brothers and sisters, than Yahuwah. And Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Dawood coming to you again to ask another question. Is the black man God? When I was coming up, in ancient times, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, there was a group called the 5% Nation. They said that the black man was God. And I wondered to myself, where did they get that from? Well, they got it from the book. Yeah, from the Bible. Why did they say the black man was God? Even then, our people understood that the characters who were in the Bible, the book, Torah, Tanakh, and New Testament, that point you towards the children of Yesharo, they look like this. Not like the European depictions of our brothers and sisters. So were they on to something? Yes, they were. They just did not understand the process of translation, transliteration, and transcription. If they did, they would not have said that the black man was God. They would have said he was something else. Let's take a look at it. Alayam, Psalms 82, verses 1 to 5. Verse 1. God, H430, stands in the congregation of the mighty, H410. He judges among the gods, H430. So God in the singular form is H430. And gods in the plural form is also H430. What is the assignment of these gods? Verse 2. Listen. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. That means think about it. 3. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. 4. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Why are all the foundations of the earth out of course? Because these so-called gods are absent. These so-called gods in the book of Alayam, Psalms, speaking of the children of Yasharu only. It's not speaking of the Africans. It's not speaking of the Asians. It's not speaking of the Europeans. There's black Africans, yes. There's black Asians. So to say that the black man in general is God does not make sense. In this passage, it's only speaking to a specific people, the children of Yasharu, who were chosen out of all people on the earth. To do what? To judge the earth. To defend the poor and the fatherless. To do justice to the afflicted and needy. To deliver the poor and needy. To rid them out of the hands of the wicked ones. That is the assignment of the ones that they call gods. H430. Let's take a look at that. Strong's H430. What is the word that the Europeans came up with in their transliteration? Elohim. What is the pronunciation? Elohim. Look at the modern Hebrew script. And remember, Hebrew reads from right to left. Let's transliterate this ourselves. The first letter is A. Now, on your chart of what you've learned so far, if you visit the academics of the Europeans, they'll tell you that the first letter is Aleph. That is a word. What I'm trying to show you now is the pronunciation of each letter. We're not using any word like yad, hey, wa, shin, ayin. All of those are words. You understand? We're going with the pronunciation of each letter. The first letter is A. The second letter is La. The third letter is Ha. The fourth letter is Ya. The fifth letter is Me or Ma. When you put it all together, you have Alayam. Your enemy gave you Elohim. I think it has something to do with the Allah in the beginning. Yeah. But this is an original, ancient Hebrew term. Alayam. Hey, it's plural. It's not singular. Anytime you have a yam at the end, it makes it plural. They put an im at the end, it makes it plural. Look at root word etymology. Alayam is plural of, let's sound off these letters, A, La, Wa, Ha. When you put it all together, Aluwa, the singular form. It points you towards he who is seated upon the throne, the mighty one. Hear, O Yasharu. Yahuwah, our mighty one, he is one, singular, not plural. Alayam. Brother Dawood, I have a question. Yes, go ahead. I don't see G-O-D or lowercase G-O-D-S any place here in the original word for this script. Very good observation. God is a replacement for the Alayam. Sometimes God even replaces Alua, but there's no letters to represent God here. Do you see them? What would the letters be? Gam and Dalit. Do you see it here? The answer is no. So God is a replacement for the Alayam. Who are the Alayam? The angels, the watchers, the messengers? Did you know that Satan was a messenger? He is a serap. Yeah, if you put the yam at the end, serap yam, it would be plural. But Satan was a serap, a serpent-like creature. He was a messenger. He also came from the heavens. He was supposed to support and help men. But instead, he sought to be like men. What did they do? Each one of them took wives, of all which they chose, and brought forth their seed. These are the fallen ones. So you have the angels, the watchers, the messengers, who did not follow Satan or God. You have the good ones, then you have the bad ones. Listen what the Europeans put in your book. They put the name of the number one fallen angel in your book. God. We were praying to God, weren't we? When the Europeans go to war, they used to say, God wills it. On their money, they say, in God we trust. And we were following them all these years because of this translation that they've given us, and they gave you the name of their mighty one in these last days for you to worship. Isn't that incredible how much you learn once you stay in the book and learn this process of translation, transliteration, and transcription for yourself? Let me tell you something else. There were 3 translations from the Europeans. First, from the Greeks. They have God in the New Testament, yet God does not even appear in the Greek text. In the Greek text is Theos. The Latin text is Deus. And then the English text, the third one, the last one, the text of the book that came out right before they came to get us, they put the name of their mighty one, his name that came from the heavens, in their translation. So in the English text, it is God. And we did not know any better. Do you remember what Psalm says? They do not know. Let's take a look at this Alayam. Here we are. 3 scripts. The first one with 2 letters, H410, O. The second one with 4 letters, H433, Alua. in the singular form. It points you towards He who is seated upon the throne. And the last one, 5 letters, H430, Alayam. In my search for the definitions of these titles, when you go to the academics of the Europeans, you will find them to be wanting. They're not familiar with what these words mean. They just replace everything and make their own definitions. But our Father, in His infinite wisdom, knowing that we would return in the last days, provided for us pictographs to explain what these letters mean. Have you ever heard someone say that a picture speaks 1,000 words? Okay, we're going to let the pictures speak today. Let's look at the first one. O. The first letter is A. It's on the top line. There's an ox head there. It means strong power leader. Mighty. Look at the first pronunciation. Ah. That's what we're going to use. Ah. All right, let's go to the second letter. Come all the way down, the second row from the bottom. You'll see something circled there. It looks like an L. That's La. What does it mean? Shepherd, staff, teach, yoke, authority, bind. Makes an L sound. Okay, so we got the 2 letters. What would it mean according to this chart? Ox head, strong power leader, and the La, shepherd staff, teach, yoke, authority, bind. What would it mean? If you put the 2 together, mighty, shepherd, strong shepherd, powerful shepherd. Do you understand? A picture speaks 1,000 words. So we've aced the first one. It is mighty shepherd. Let's do the second one. Alua, H433. We already have the first 2 letters. What do they mean again? Mighty shepherd. So we only have to deal with the last 2 letters. Okay, let's go through them. Look on your chart. You'll see circled under the one that looks like a man with his arms raised, a Wa. What does the Wa mean? Tent peg. What does a tent peg do? It adds, secures, it's a hook, so it secures the tent to the ground. What is the last letter? It's a Ha. Right above it, you'll see a man with his arms raised. What does it mean? Look, reveal, breath. So what does Ha represent? Men. Okay, so we got the 2 letters. We have the tent peg that secures the hook to the ground, and then we have the Ha, which is man. The first 2 letters is mighty, shepherd. The third letter, secures. The fourth letter, man. Is that true? The mighty shepherd, he who is seated upon the throne, is the one who secures man? That is absolutely correct. It's in the singular form. That's Yahuwah. He is our salvation. Okay, let's go to the third one. How do you think we're doing here? I mean, it's right here before you, right? Why haven't we been using it to try to find our definitions? Well, it wasn't for then. The time is now. All right, so let's look at the third one. We already know what the two first letters are, right? Mighty, shepherd. You see, in each one is mighty, shepherd. Then you have the third letter. That's Ha. So look what the Alayam, look what their purpose was. To shepherd men. Mighty shepherds, because it's plural, right? Yam is at the end. Mighty shepherds of men. See, Ha is men. Okay. We have two more letters. The fourth letter is a Ya. Look in the chart. It's an arm stretched out. I wonder who stretched forth his arm. That's going to be easy. The letter's name is Yah. Brothers and sisters, he who sits upon the throne, in the ancient Hebrew, which is really called Abaya, that's the language name, Abaya, he has his own letter that represents him. One letter on this chart represents his name. Yah. That's why I never take the Yah out of a word. Okay, so the fourth letter is a stretched forth arm. What does it mean? Arm and closed hand. It's not closed. Look at the picture. It looks like it's open to me. Hand, work, throw, worship. Who are you to worship? Yah. Let's deal with the fifth letter. Come all the way down to the bottom. Meh. What does it mean? Water. Water, chaos, mighty, blood. So Yah stretched forth his hand to the waters. Waters are plural. Look in Isaiah chapter 48, verse 1. Let's see who the waters are. Hear you this, O house of Jacob, which are called by the name of Yesharel, and are come forth out of the waters of Yahudah. So Alayam is the mighty shepherds of men whom Yah stretched forth his hands to the waters. The house of Jacob. Only the Alayam, they are here for you, brothers and sisters. They were sent to lead you and to guide you into righteousness. Do you remember? In Alayam we just read, that God, the Alayam, sits in the congregation of the mighty, and that the lowercase gods were in the end, and the Alayam, the mighty shepherds of men who were sent by Yah to stretch their hands to the waters, they were speaking to the powerful men of Yah and saying, how long will you not judge the earth? This is amazing, isn't it? What I'm actually showing you here today is that the dry bones have come back to life. Let's continue. Okay, so let's look at the outline of biblical usage. You see it says it's plural. Alayam, H430 is plural. Even if they put it in the singular form, does not change. Alayam is still plural. What does it mean? Rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods. Do you know what this means? That Alayam, or H430, can represent men and angels. You cannot add Yah in this. Angels are servants. Men are servants. Okay, go to number 2. Plural, intensive, yet singular meaning. A, God or goddess. B, godlike. 1. C, works or special possessions of God. D, the true God. E, God. So we know that Alayam is plural, but yet they're saying that it has a plural, intensive, yet singular meaning. Look up top. Do you see this word oxymoron? It's a figure of speech in which apparently contradictory terms appear in conjunction. Here it is here. Plural, intensive, yet it has a singular meaning. I'll show you a little later what they mean by this plural, intensive, yet singular meaning. But let me make a statement right here. Hear, O Yesharal. Yahuwah, who is our mighty one, he is one. He cannot be described by the academics of the Europeans. Plural, intensive, yet singular meaning. This is how they bring their triune God, which is not in the text at all, into the text, by using things like plural, intensive, yet singular meaning, which is an oxymoron. You got me? There is no statement to make him plural. He is one. And there is a title for him in his singular form. It is Aluwa. Now we can return to Taholyam. We have an education now. 6. I have said, you are gods. H430. We can take away gods now, right? Because we know that the original word is Alayam, not Elohim, Alayam. And these gods point you towards either the angels or men. Which one would you say are they speaking to here? Men. So the men are likened unto the Alayam. See, gods is plural. And all of you are children of the Most High. This is Taholyam, Psalms. This book is about and for only one group of people. It's our history book, our book of Revelation. It's our law book. It's only for the children of Yasharu. He's speaking of the house of Jacob. 7. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Why is that? The angels, the watchers, the messengers are eternal. Why are we going to die like men? Because of transgression. 8. Arise, O God. H430. Look, God has turned out to be in the singular form. The plural, intensive, yet singular form, look up top. Plural on 6. And the singular form in 8. Let's see who 8 is talking to. Arise, O God. Is Alua there? No, Alua is H433. But what is there is Alayam. Alayam is plural. Arise, O Alayam, judge the earth. Isn't that what we did not do in the first place? Isn't that the reason that we're going to die like men? Because no judgment is carried out? For you, that's what thou means, shall inherit all nations. Hold it 1 second. Are the angels going to inherit all nations? No. Is the mighty one, he who is seated upon the throne, going to inherit all nations? That's impossible. He owns the earth. He's created all things. How can you inherit something that you're already in possession of? Hey, who is it speaking to then? It's speaking to you. Did he not say you are likened unto the Alayam? And that you've dropped the ball by not judging the earth? And wickedness multiplied exponentially because we dropped the ball? Because we're absent? Who are the inheritors of the earth if you keep these commandments? The house of Jacob. Barashyat. Genesis, chapter 1, verse 26. Pay attention, brothers and sisters. Watch this. And God, H430, said. You see, they put it in the singular form. What is it, the plural? Intensive, yet singular meaning? But under capital G-O-D is H430, which is Alayam, plural, not singular. Let's see if singular should be used here. Let us is a pronoun. It describes a person, place, or thing. It's plural, isn't it? Make man in our image after our likeness. There's 2 hours there. Our is a pronoun. It describes a person, place, or thing. Who's speaking here? The angels, the watchers, and the messengers. That's who made man in their image and likeness. And let them. Them is also a pronoun. It describes a person, place, or thing. Who is the them? Man. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Who's going to inherit the earth? Man, who was created to have dominion. Man, over all of the earth. So who was supposed to judge all of the nations? Men. 27. So the Alayam, they created man in his own image. In the image of the Alayam created he him. So Adam, the first man, was created in the image of the angels, the watchers, and the messengers. Male and female created he them. Where did the woman come from? She came out of this mighty man that the Alayam created. Let's call it an operation. They performed something similar to a C-section on the man and took out a sperm cell, X chromosome. They grew this sperm cell, incubated it, and brought her to full growth. Presented this woman to the man. What do you think he said? Yahuwah is my shepherd. See what I want. And then he said something spectacular. She is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She came out of me. She is a part of me. We are one. Look what he named her. Look up top. Hua. This is a very easy one for me, using the pictographs. Go to your chart later after you've listened to the video, or pause it and go to your chart and follow me. Watch this. The first letter, Hebrew reads from right to left, is a het. What does that stand for? Tent wall. The walls of the tent. Yeah. The second letter is a wa. What does that mean? Add, secure, hook, The tent peg secures the tent to the ground. And what is the last letter? Ha. That's man. Okay, so we're going to put it together. Hua is the tent wall that secures man. What do you think that is? It's called the womb. It takes 9 months for a man to come out of the womb. And after he's full grown, he will spend the rest of his life trying to get back into the womb. Why? Because in Huwa's womb, there is security. How does that sound? Does it make sense to you? Brother Dawood, the master's name is Yahuwah. Does it mean that, he has a womb? Well, in Yahuwah it is Yah-ha-wah-ha. There's no het. So if you want to use Yah-ha-wah-ha, it would be Yah stretched forth his hands to men to secure men. That's what his name means, according to the ancient pictographs. So note, men were not created in the image of God Ra'el, a Sirap. He is a Sirap Yam. We were created in the image of the Alayam, the ones whom Yah sent to create man. Do you understand? Our master sits upon the throne. He rules and he reigns forever. And he sends his workmen to do all of the work. Barashyat, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, enters in. He who is seated upon the throne, the master of the universe, the creator of all things. In 7, and the Lord, H3068, God, H430, formed man of the dust of the ground. Let's stop for a second. H3068 is Yahuwah. H430 is the Alayam. Here, it tells you who instructed the Alayam. They're trying to make the Lord and God seem like one person. Plural, intensive, yet singular, meaning they're triune God? No. We're speaking of two separate parties here. He who is seated upon the throne, who gives all of the instructions, and H430, the Alayam, who carries them out. What did they carry out? They formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. Who's in control? Yahuwah. He is the master of the universe, the creator of all things. Here he shows up in Genesis in chapter 2. When life is breathed into the man and he became a living soul. Let's continue. Alayam, chapter 8, verses 4 to 6. 4. What is man, that you are mindful of him? It's a question. And the Son of Man, that you visit him. Who is the Son of Man? Here enters into the text the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming king. He is the Son of Man. He was a man. He was born of a woman. Hey, he is from the waters of Yahuda. He is our relative. 5. For you have made him a little lower than the angels. You know, like the Alayam. Yeah. And has crowned him with glory and honor. He was a man. Yet, he would die like a man. And like one of the princes. He went to the tree. He died for you and me. He didn't die for the world. He died for us, brothers and sisters. What a privilege. What an honor to be called Yashayahu and be a part of this bloodline. He only died for you. He only came for you. Those who were under the law. Those who were taken captive. Those who are in the lands of their captivity today. When he returns, he's going to be our king. 6. You made him to have dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under his feet. He is overcome. He has passed the test. Do you think you will pass? If the Mashiach returns today, he's going to rule the world with a rod of iron. Brothers and sisters, it's not about being black. It's about being a part of this bloodline. It just so happens that the bloodline that came from Yashayahu had this black skin. All men with black skin are not considered to be likened unto the Alayam, only those whom Yah chose. You know, the ones who will overcome and inherit all things. So truly, brothers, you are just like the Alayam. You are one of the mighty shepherds of men. Shalom.